Jamie Kennedy. Subscribe to my man, Destination Station right now if you want the best content.
You mean to tell me that Michael's been down in the sewers of Haddonfield for 4 years? What is he, the Pennywise of Haddonfield? Let's theorize. What's up? Welcome to Destination Station. As always, I'm Destin. Thank you for clicking on this video. Subscribe to Destination Station if you want Scream, Halloween, and everything in between. And follow me on all my socials. I got all my links down below. Also, I'm still in that horror competition. We're about to do the top 5 of the Face of Horror competition. The link will be down below if you can do your daily votes every day. It's free. You don't have to pay anything, but you can help me win this. And if you do, I will take one lucky subscriber and one lucky voter to accompany me on the event of the entire thing and stay in the Buffalo Bill house from Silence of the Lambs and get a walk-on role in an independent film. And I get one guest to go with me, so I want to give back to my subscribers. So yeah, consider voting for me and let me know in the comment section below that you voted. So there's been a lot of images coming out for the upcoming release of Halloween Ends. I mean, it's like another day, another image is coming out, or you know, we get several of them. And then, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis and everybody's on tour right now doing all their press screenings and stuff. So we're just getting like bombarded with all this stuff, which, you know, is a good thing. Getting a lot of images lately, and there's one that really stood out to me. It's a really cool pic of Michael. I want to put it up right here. And I'm just, you know, I keep going back and forth in my head. What has Michael been doing in the sewers for 4 years? And what we saw of him at the end of Halloween Kills doesn't really add up to like the condition that he's in down there in the sewers. From what it appears that Michael is like a weaker Michael. From everything that happened in Halloween Kills, from when the mob, you know, was stomping him and beating him down even with an iron. But we see him sneak back into his house very quickly, I might add, and kill Karen at the very end. And it seemed like he was like, okay, he was standing up straight. He didn't seem weak. He didn't seem like he was slunched over or anything like that. So I'm wondering, how did he get from there to the sewers? Because if this movie picks up exactly, you know, 4 years after the events of Halloween Kills, and it doesn't even explain that little bit, that's just going to keep us all wondering, like how exactly was his condition? He seemed like he was fine once he killed Karen, and it just seemed like that ending is kind of out of place now if that's the way we're going with this. Okay, so there might be spoilers in this video, so I'll put it up right now. If you don't want to be spoiled on anything, also take it with a grain of salt, because we really don't know exactly what's going to happen in this movie, or which cut they're going to go with the ending until we see the theatrical. So yeah, you've been warned. Okay, so I know that we have all heard about this Corey Cunningham character and how the opening of the movie is supposed to be him babysitting a kid on Halloween night, and like almost like a freak accident happens to where the kid gets killed and his parents come home and Corey's standing at the top of the stairs with a knife, looking very sus. But he gets his name good and clear and everything, and get not guilty. But the town of Haddonfield still looks at him as somewhat of a, you know, quote unquote boogeyman. Even with Michael not being seen all these years, you still got this Corey Cunningham character that seems like he's kind of getting bullied. He's kind of getting like he's the new boogeyman. And we hear that he actually lures his bullies down to the sewers. I mean, the way I see that this kind of plays out is that, you know, maybe he's running from his bullies at one point early on in the movie, and he runs down there to hide, and that's where he encounters Michael, and we see that Michael grabs him by the throat, and he's looking very strangely into his eyes. But we know that Corey doesn't die, so, you know, they said it's going to have a real Christine feel to it, to where like I've heard rumors that Michael, you know, transforms like his powers, not transforms, but transfers his powers from himself to Corey, or is this going to be just like Corey just slowly, you know, starting to get infatuated with killing by seeing that Michael's killing his bullies and he feels like they're one and the same? So if Corey is like luring bullies down to the sewer system for Michael to pick them off one by one, well, if you remember in Halloween Kills, every time, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode says, you know, every time he kills, he transcends. So if he's weak down there and he's just like can barely even walk or doesn't have the strength to really climb his way out of the sewers, or maybe he's just been hiding out for 4 years because there hasn't been any trick-or-treating, because if there is like some sort of ban on trick-or-treating because of what was going on in the world, and if that plays a little bit role in this, then, you know, he doesn't really know dates. Michael doesn't know the calendar. Michael doesn't know dates. Michael only, you know, understands Halloween as whenever he sees trick-or-treaters out, because he can blend in with the rest. But with Corey bringing, you know, people down there for Michael to kill, and if that's like slowly making him stronger, that kind of seems supernatural to me. If you don't, you know, if you ask me, I don't know. I hope they can explain this just a little bit more, because they are trying to say he is a mortal man, but if he's transcending after every kill, you know, I don't know how that's going to play out. There's a lot of unanswered questions. And then on top of it, how the fuck did Michael get down there in them sewers from the end of Halloween Kills? Now, at the beginning of Halloween Kills, we get a small little flashback of seeing, like, you know, the fire trucks going, and you see, you know, a little bit of the ending of 2018, and Jamie's like, you know, or Laurie Strode is like, let it burn, let it burn. And we kind of pick up and we kind of see how Michael escapes from that cellar. I hope we get something similar to this one. I hope we see maybe a small part of like, you know, him killing Karen and then him making his way to that sewer system, so we can kind of understand. Then we fast forward to 4 years later. I know the opening scene is going to be with the Corey and the young boy, but we could do another scene right after that and show exactly how Michael ends up in that sewer. I always said that the idea for me, what I would love to see on screen, and they probably won't do it, but what would be so awesome, and it'd be a callback to 1978, is if, like, we were already wondering how the hell did Michael get up off that street at the end of Halloween Kills and sneak into his house and kill Karen at the top of the stairs with the police all around and the neighbors and everybody on alert, and how quick he did it. So I think that it would have been so cool to see Michael rise up after he kills Tommy. We get a POV shot like 1978, and it doesn't cut, or at least in our eyes it doesn't cut. It looks like one straight shot, and for the most part it is. I know you got to have some cuts in there, but they can be hidden just like John Carpenter did in 1978. But we get a POV shot where the camera is in the mask, and we only see the eye holes. You know what I'm talking about. And he makes his way after killing Tommy. Like, Tommy drops, and we turn to his POV, and he makes his way all the way back to his house. Like, he could be trying to cross the street, and here comes a cop car with the lights on, so he kind of like creeps behind a bush or a tree and kind of, you know, gets the unseen, and the cop car goes by. And then he makes his way across the street, and then he's getting closer and closer to his house, going down, you know, between houses and going around, and then maybe he goes into a neighbor's house and kills them real quick, then comes out their backyard, then goes from their backyard to his backyard, and maybe there's a cop back there, and he's, you know, checking the location, checking the perimeter, and Michael jumps out, kills him, and then after that, he makes his way into the house, like that back door, and he walks. But if you notice in Halloween Kills, that front door was wide open where they were sitting on the steps. Allison was sitting down there giving her statement, and the police was there. And wouldn't it be so cool if Michael just walks and he's right there in that corridor, in the entryway of the house, and he kind of like pauses for a second and sees her, but no one sees him. And he just slowly turns around and goes straight up them stairs. And we get that shot of like them sitting on the steps, and we see Michael just make his way upstairs where Karen's at. And then, you know, just so happened, Karen's in the wrong place at the wrong time, and Michael kills her. POV shot, and we see the knife coming up and down from his perspective, just like how he killed Judith in 1978. And then boom, then the camera transitions to him staring out the window, and the camera pans back to show everybody. That's how I would want this movie to start, and then maybe they get alerted that he's upstairs or something, or maybe someone else walks in on him and he gets shot out the window, and then they think he's dead, but then he makes his way. He gets his, maybe he kills a couple people, and then he kind of disappears. He gets away. He gets up off the lawn like he did in 1978, and they don't know where he went. And this time they don't find him. And then we fast forward, he's been in the sewer system for 4 years, hiding out and trying to heal his wounds. And, I would suspect that there's going to be like dog carcasses all over that sewer. I hope that they do something like that, because, like that's his thing. He kills and eats dogs or whatever, I think that would be really cool. I think it'd have been really cool if like a jogger is with their dog, and the dog gets off the leash and like kind of runs into the sewer system, and then we hear or something like that. And so like there's always been suspicion that something ain't right about the sewers. But when Corey gets down there and he actually discovers Michael, he's the one that discovers that, oh, the boogeyman's still here. And then like after every single kill, I hope they still explain that every time he kills, he transcends. So I don't see how they don't go a little bit explaining the supernatural, whether it's Michael a little supernatural or the mask a little supernatural, and then explaining the evil coming from Michael to Corey. That sounds supernatural to me. So I'm just curious how this is all going to play out on film. I hope it's not unexplained, because I mean, if this is Halloween Ends and they got to wrap all these questions up, they really do. It's going to really piss off. It's going to rub us all the wrong way. All these plot details are already kind of got us a little bit on edge here. So please explain it. And I hope one of the endings, we've heard about 2 endings from the test screenings, but we've heard that there's 3 filmed. So hopefully they don't go with one of the test screenings that we already heard about. Hopefully they go with the 3rd one that they've haven't released, because in Halloween 2018, remember Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode's character, was supposed to get killed. They were going to fight in the front yard, but they changed that from the test screening to the actual theatrical movie. So I hope we get something like that. So we're surprised by something, and I just hope this is going to land. Because now you've had 3 movies to really tone in and figure out exactly what you want to do, the layout. And if this doesn't land the way that we need it to, it's going to just leave. I mean, that's the thing about any movie or any trilogy. If you go all the way, you get us up and then you bring us down and then you bring us back up. If it does not hit that landing, it's going to leave a sour taste in our mouth. So, I mean, that's the thing. The ending has to be perfect. And if we spend an hour with this Corey character more than we do with Michael, I don't know how that's going to play out. So David Gordon Green, Jason Blum, you got one chance. Own it. Anyways, I just want to see what y'all thought about this. I just want to theorize. What do you think is going on? What do you think Michael's been doing for 4 years down there in the sewer? And how do you think this is going to play out? How he got from his house all the way to the sewer system? I mean, the question, he wants to go home. That's the thing. He was already home. So how did he get to that sewer system? Did someone take him to that sewer system? Or did he just make his way? Did he fall into the sewer system by being chased by the police and townspeople? I mean, we just don't know. There's so much unanswered questions. And if they just, fast forward and we just jump from this to that and don't explain anything, it's just going to piss us off. And I can hear some fans right now saying that, we don't want to know. That's the big thing. Blah, blah. Well, in this case, this is different. We don't want to know how Michael ticks a little bit, but we need these little plot details kind of tied up for us, okay? Because it could be just like poor writing or convenient writing. I don't like my films, especially horror films of beloved franchises, of just convenient writing. It's easier on the writer to just not explain that part. No, fuck that. I don't accept that. You either make a good film or everything feels like an afterthought and you're just making it up as it goes. Anyways, that's my little rant. I'm going to shut up. So subscribe to Destination Station. Thank you for watching this video. Also, don't forget to vote if you haven't voted yet. And I just want to know what you guys think about this, and how do you think this is going to play out on screen? Are we going to be able to see how Michael gets to that sewer system since he was already home? And do you think that Corey is bringing bullies down there for him to get stronger by killing him so he can transcend? Just give me your overall thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, this is Destination Station. As always, I'm Destin. I'll see you later, or I'll see you on another time. Peace.
Bagels and go to Destination Station. This buddy is the bomb.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep.
Fucking A.
Yep.
I had to say that for a reason.
Freddie, take that, motherfucker.
All right. Okay. Fuck you. Yeah.